Good morning students. We are doing the chapter staffing and we have learnt about public sector, private sector, enterprises in detail. Today we will learn the public sector reforms. We have learned that the role of public sector has been increased after independence, as we have learned when India became independent in 15 August 1947. At that time the financial condition of India was not good, and at that time some people have a lot of money, but most of the people in India are very poor. At that time the government thought about the financial balancing all over the India, and India was depend on the foreign countries. At that time public sector came in existence, and the decentralization of money must be thought by the Indian government, and public sector started to do the help of the Indian public at that time. But the role of public sector changed after the passage of time. Now in 1991 industrial policy changed some reforms in public sector, and those reforms were defined in 4 points. You can understand in deeply. The first point is reduction in number of industries. When public enterprises came in existence, in the starting they were very few, but slowly they gave competition to the private sectors, and after that the flood of public sector came in India, and the corruption and all other things started to happen in these sectors also. So in 1991 industrial policy was made, and after that the reforms are necessary. At that time the reduction in number of industry reserved for public sector. The government thought that they should restrict the number of public enterprises. This number is reduced from 17 to 8. Okay, at that time 17 public sector were running, and government reduced them to the extent of 8, and 3 only in 2001. In 2001 3 public sector were abolished, were vanished, and these 3 industries are, what are the names of these 3 industries? The first one is atomic energy, second one is arms, and third is rail transport. These industries were reduced, and now we will see the second reform that was done. Memorandum of understanding, that means MOU. Under this government lays down performance target. Before this reform, public sector enterprises does the work to give the service to the public only. At that time there were some drawbacks also. They don't think about the work, okay, and they enjoys the autonomy, so there may be some type of dictatorship. So government gave the public enterprises the target, and that target has to be achieved by them. In this way they started to focus on the work also, so for public sector, and give greater autonomy. Autonomy was given to them in a greater extent, and they can manage all the things. So the management came in the hands of the public enterprises, but they are answerable, they are accountable for the specified results. to keep in the mind the result, what should be the outcome of doing the work by the public enterprises at that time. So this is very important. This memorandum of understanding gave them to do the work within a time limit. Okay, and the third point is disinvestment. As you know, public sector enterprises has 51% shares have the government, whether it is central government, whether it is private sector government, whether it is state government, but the 51 shareholding is to the government. Now, equity share of public sector enterprises were sold to the private sector and the public both. It is up to them, it is up to the public enterprises. They must issue equity shares to the public sector and private sector both. It was expected that this would lead to the improved managerial performance. When they issue their equity shares, at that time they can manage the things in a good manner, and better financial discipline came in existence after this reform. Now we will see the fourth and last point, restructural and revival. You know, and you have already seen, there are different type of public sector enterprises like sugar factories. Some of, not most of them, but some of the sugar factories are not doing well. They are in the sick position. Their machinery is going to be dumped, going to be damaged, and the land is not coming in use, any type of use. At that time, some government thought about this, and they handed over it, and after that they handed that factories, that public enterprises to the some public enterprises. At that time the merging work started, and they started to do the work of reform at that time. And in this way we can understand all the things that were needed and that were thought by the government in the public sector, what reform should be, and they reformed all the things. Now public sector are doing very well in the service of our public. Okay, students, I think you have understood all the things about public sector reforms, and these reforms are very important for the public enterprises. Okay, till then, thank you.